Hello everybody, this is Jessica with Stamp a Blessing. Today I have my paper pumpkin, the new one, the one for this month in September. And I'm excited to show you how to use that spooky pumpkin stamp in a different way. You see, I don't celebrate Halloween. That's my life. I love Jesus. I'm not a Halloween girl. And I don't decorate. I do nothing for Halloween. But this kit is all Halloween. So I need to get creative. And I am here to show you how to do that. So the paper pumpkin kit is here, the one for September, and it is called Frights and Delights. Many of you may absolutely love it. You may be a total Halloween freak, like you totally would love this and would send it to all your friends, but for me, it is not as exciting. And in years past, I actually even not received the paper pumpkin for this month because I knew it was a Halloween. But I decided that I was going to give some ideas for those who do not want to use this kit for Halloween. And as usual, even before I open my fantastic kit, I love using my stamp. And as you see, this is a stamp set that came with this fabulous kit. I'll put the kit aside for now. This is a stamp set that came with it. And again, I am not going to use spooky and boo and all that. I'm like, I don't like fear, and I don't live by fear. I live by faith. So this is one challenge for me this month, and you will see how it will evolve through the month. But I am super excited to show you a cool idea I had with the pumpkin. Okay, I love the shape of the pumpkin, but I don't really like the smile. It's a little bit spooky. Let me show you what I did with this pumpkin. So I'm going to start using very vanilla cardstock. Okay, and I have my stamp right here, and I got one of the bats, and it's this one right here. Let me show it to you. That one right there, and you'll see what I do with it. It's actually a very fun idea I will be making with this one, and I think you will be able to use this stamp later on, which is the cool idea and why I love sharing these ideas with you. I'm going to take one of my favorite stamping colors right now is the Mango Melody, and I will be stamping, I will be stamping this pumpkin. It is a cute pumpkin, you know, I just don't do freaky, I don't do fear. So this is what I did. I took my scissors and I decided to cut this pumpkin, and I went exactly around the whole border of it. So there you go. You cut that, right? And now this is what we are going to do. You are going to take your stamp, and I think I stamped, well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. You're going to take your stamp and you are going to turn it around, okay? The stamped image you just cut. You're going to turn it around and you're going to position it right on top of that clear block, okay, or the clear stamp, okay? I'm going to find another piece of paper. Let me get another piece of very vanilla. Yep. Right there, and you may be surprised by what I'm going to do. At least I was. The Lord is good giving ideas because I've never done this before. Oh, there goes my pumpkin. It disappeared. Yes, I totally have to clean my stamp because that never happened before. So I'll just clean my stamp real well. Give it a second. And I cannot wait to show you. It works so good. Okay, so I'm going to put this right on top as I was saying. Da-da-da. Okay. Kind of sticks in there. Hopefully it works well since I'm live. And I'm going to be inking my cardstock. And I'm going to stamp with it. Look. Okay. Some of them come very, very crisp and others don't. But I really like that it looks like a real pumpkin. And I must be having like a little side in there. So I'm going to take this. And it's saturated. The cardstock is actually saturated. Oh, look at that. For those who like to do the freaky one, that looks really cool. But let me take another one. I'll put this one here. I cut it before because some of them may come very perfect and others not. And I just used one piece for the card that I'm going to show you. I have 3 samples for you on how you can do this. So here I'm going to stamp the last one. There you go. That one doesn't have as much color. It needs to get saturated, and I'll show you, okay? I'll show you what I just made in a second. But it's just a very different idea. Look at that one, okay? So when that cardstock right on my clear block gets really saturated with the ink, you have a perfectly done pumpkin right there. And let me show you the card I created with this technique. It's right here. Okay, so I decided to make a background of all my pumpkins. Ooh, and I forgot to show you the leaf. I forgot to show you the leaf. So let's make the leaf. I took the Shaded Spruce ink pad, and I took the little bat okay? And for me, that little bat looks like a leaf. Just one of the wings looks like a leaf. So let me show you what I did. You see right here how I created the leaf with the bat wing? Yep, that's what I did. So I came to the corner of my block or my stamp pad right there, and I ink that side. Then I come here, and because these are such cool stamps, they are photopolymer stamps, they're clear, you are able to stamp that shaded green right on the side. So I'm using really just the corner of it, you see, to add a little leaf. Some of mine here are not totally perfect, but I think the more you try it, the better it gets. You see, so you have a teeny tiny leaf right now for your pumpkin now. Now I have several ways to do this. If you are not into using your own cardstock, I really, really like that idea. I've never done that. Okay, that's the first pumpkin I'm gonna show you, and here's the card that I created with it, right? And I was using some of my vellum that I color like in my other video. I use another one of my paper pumpkins from before. I can remember maybe a couple of months ago. We had so much. Thanks so much. And I just decided to do a background of pumpkins, okay, with this technique. That's the way that I did it. Now, let's make another one. I took again my Mango Melody. I stamped my pumpkin, and I did this. Haha! I took the pumpkin. I took the center out of it, okay? I just cut it out of the center, and this is my little center here. And I'm going to put this again right in the center of my stamp, okay? Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to stamp on it. But in this case, I'm not gonna leave it there. I'm gonna take it out, okay? I'm gonna take it away from here. I'm gonna put it on the side, and I'm going to stamp. Okay, as you see, I am just stamping sort of like the rim of it. So I came with this is my pumpkin pie pencil. I came around and I color. And you know how pumpkins are not exactly the same color all throughout, you know, they're like different colors. They're like different shades of yellow and orange, and well, that's what I'm doing, okay? I put Mango Melody there just because I have it at hand, and I'm putting some pumpkin pie. Now I'm going to bring my blender pen, and I love this one. Haha, I've been coloring it. As you see, it has a little bit of it. And I'm going to blend my watercolor pencil right here. Haha, don't you like that? Doesn't that look awesome? And it does blend with the side, with the rim right there. Da-da-da, da-da-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. This is really good. And again, I'm using very vanilla. So this is another style that I use, and I show you a card that I created with it, and it's here. Very, very simple card. You see? I created the same idea. You know, you have sort of like the rim, you stamp the rim, and then you color the center of it. And I created this simple card. I also used one of my Stampin'Up. I think it was from last month. I'm all confused, but I can't remember which one is the name of this one. Thinking of You. I think it was the Blissful Blooms. Someone remind me, please. Blissful Blooms. Yes. And I decided to use other of my Stampin'Up things to do this. But you see, it can be a very nice touch for a card. So now you have two ways of doing it. I'll show you one more. And in this case, what I will do is I will actually stamp my Mango Melody. I will just stamp it like it is. Okay, I'll stamp my little face right there. I don't care what it does. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my blender pen and I'm gonna go through it just like that, and I'm just adding some color to cover the mouth. Okay, and you may need to keep adding and adding more color. I actually think I'm adding, yeah, I'm adding good. It's fine. You can do it by pressing your ink pad too, and instead of getting it from the pad. But I just kept adding and adding more color to it until I was happy with it. So this is just another way of covering that little freaky face from the pumpkin. And these are just my ideas because I like using my paper pumpkin. I think the stamps are absolutely fabulous. But sometimes things don't necessarily work with what you want to do, so you switch and you do things a little different, right? So that is another way. I have one more way to do this. I'll show you a card in just a minute with it. But here's my Calypso Coral, and I'm gonna use my Calypso Coral because I have a stamping blend and Calypso Coral. Actually, I'm gonna use this one. So we are going to clean that pumpkin again. Da-da-da! With my little rag. And I'm going to stamp on Calypso Coral, okay? And there's two ways of doing this. It's exactly the same as I did with the blender pen. I'm going to stamp it on that color. And then I'm going to take my stamping blend and I'll just go around covering it a bit right here, covering that whole smile. I noticed that you may need to add more color to it as you do it because I can still see the little smile in there. So if you don't mind about it, cool, but if you mind, you may need to just let it dry a bit and then it disappears. You see how I'm adding more color and it sort of disappears? It's not there anymore, right? So there's just great ways of doing this. I think I showed them all to you. I showed you the watercolor. I showed you this one, picking from the, yep, I think I'll show them all. So let me show you the last card that I created with it. And it was with this technique. It was actually with the one using the ink pad and the blender pen, just adding color to the center. And it's this card right here. Okay. So I used one of my Paper Pumpkin thank yous. I think this is the one that we use for the manly cards. I can't remember what it was. Father's Day? Yeah, the Father's Day kit came with this thank you. And then I added some of my new, it's called a leaf ribbon, the 3/8 leaf ribbon right here. And I just staple it on the top. It kind of reminds me of the vine that the pumpkins come. And there is my leaf again. This one I actually double it. I took the spruce, shaded spruce. Oh dear. And this is what I did. I just, again, let me not make a mess of that one. I took the little corner and I inked the corner right there and I put it here. And then I took the corner again and I think I did too much, but I went ahead and did like a double. That's not perfect, but on camera sometimes things don't look so great, but it works. It works really nice. So which one of the three is your favorite? And do you do Halloween cards? I don't really know. I'm just sharing what I do, what is my concern, and I want to use my paper pumpkin in different ways. So here are the cards that I created, and I would love to know which of the three you like the most, which of the three ideas, because one of them is just with a piece of, you see, of cardstock. I think I'm putting it too low. Da-da-da, a piece of cardstock on top of it. The other one just covers the inside and then you take it off. And the other one, you just stamp it and you cover it with either pencils or whatever it is that you want to use. I was praying this morning and since yesterday, and there is a word that just resounded in my heart, and it was, you lack nothing. You lack absolutely nothing. And that blessed me. And I just kept praying and praising to the Lord. And I keep hearing, Jesus is enough, right? I just kept hearing, Jesus is enough for you. You lack nothing. And as I went to the Word, I read these Bible verses that I want to share in James 4:1. It says, what causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? You want something, but don't get it. And when I was reading that, I understood that there's such a need for substance in our lives. You know, there's always discontent. There's always going to be something bothering us. There's always going to be something that we feel like is lacking to make our day perfect. But really, we lack nothing. That is a lie. We have Jesus in our lives, and we have to choose to let Him be our all in all. And as I praise this morning, we kept singing together, you are my all in all. So in any circumstance, you ought to just choose Jesus and He becomes your all. Then I read this in John 6:35. I am the bread of life. Jesus said this. He who comes to me will never go hungry, and he who believes will never be thirsty. And I just kept hearing, choose Jesus. Sometimes we feel like we lack so much, but really all we need is Jesus. Is He enough for you? Is He enough for me? Yes, He is. And I want you to go below and say, I choose Jesus. I want Him to be the Lord of my life. And yes, there is a song that says, you are my all in all, Jesus, Lamb of God. Worthy is your name. Isn't his name worthy? He is worthy, and he can feel any emptiness in your life, any discontent. So if you feel like something is lacking, maybe it's time to seek Jesus even more intently, even more passionately, and love him with all your heart. So I hope these words encourage you like they are encouraging me today. I bless you. I thank you for joining me today. And let me see what you like. Let me know what you like. If you like these ideas, or if this word resounded in your heart, go below and write, I choose Jesus. He is enough for me. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Tisha. Thank you, Margarita. Thank you, Maria, and everybody else that joined me. I love you. I bless you. I'll see you next Monday at 11. Ciao, ciao.